Morning. I'm going to turn things over to the Sheriff's Office to start.
Hello, I'm Adam Ziska with the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office of the Patrol Captain at ZISHKA. I just want to talk real quickly about the implementation of Real ID that's taking place at our airport. Real ID originally passed in 2025 by President Bush. That was 20 years ago. And just now, starting on May 7th, state-issued driver's license or IDs that aren't Real ID compliant will no longer be accepted as valid forms of identifications at the airport. Passengers traveling after May 7th need to have a alternative form of ID like a passport, or they will need to have at least tried to enroll with Real ID through their state DMV offices. If you don't have your Real ID, TSA will accept other forms of identification like passports, but you could face delays, additional screening, and the possibility of not being allowed in the security checkpoint. This includes TSA pre-check passengers. And just important to note, although decisions related to Real ID compliance. Later today, I'll put out a press release with an open source information document from the TSA outlining the requirements further from TSA, and we will post on our social media, Facebook and Twitter, just to remind everybody that it's coming later next week. And so just don't want anybody to get delayed at the airport, and you will be subject to additional screening. South Dakota has had Real ID for a long time, but states like Minnesota are currently only about 55% compliant, and people from all over the country come in and out of our airports, so we just want to make sure people are aware before that comes. Any questions? All right, I'll send something out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Just kind of jump in. Excuse me. The aggravated assaults, we've got a bunch of domestics in there. We did have one stabbing that happened. It was basically two women and then a guy. This happened outside a casino on West 12th Street. One of the women used a knife, stabbed the guy in the stomach, and then ended up leaving after that. Not really sure what led up to that. The injury was described as non-life threatening. We know who the suspect is, but have not found her yet, so no arrests on that one. Everything else is just basically reports out of those aggravated assaults. Burglaries, a lot of reports out of there. The disorderlies, a whole wide range of things, but nothing really significant. Family disputes, offenses are reports, frauds were reports. The sex offenses, we had a couple of them are reports. We did have a sex offender that didn't register. There was another case where somebody was groped, and arrest was made on that one.
Do you have any details?
Sure.
On that?
Yep, that one. So this was early Sunday morning, probably about 4:15 a.m. This was inside a room in the 1200 block of West 12th Street, and we had a couple of people that were inside. The door was closed but unlocked. There was a 27-year-old man that walked into the room. There was a 4-year-old girl that was sleeping on the couch. He ended up groping her. She woke up to this and then yelled at him to stop. That awoke mom, who was, I guess, nearby. She yelled at the guy and basically kind of forced him out of the room. She then called police. We found him nearby, and he was arrested for burglary, first-degree burglary, and then sexual contact with a child less than 16.
So do they know each other, suspect and victim's parent?
The mom thought she recognized him from being in that complex, but I don't think that they really did know each other.
Did drugs and alcohol play a part, or?
Drugs or alcohol, I don't know if we know that for certain. I think they believed he may have been drinking, but I don't know if we were able to confirm that.
Do you have his name and age?
Yes. He's 27, and his last name is Creek, C-R-E-E-K. First is Varick, V-A-R-I-C-K. Middle is Wiley, W-Y-L-I-E, and he's 27, and it lists him as a transient.
Were there any injuries or hospital transports as a result?
No, the victim was not injured at all. Anything else on that one? Okay. Nothing big out of the simple assaults. The unattended deaths, nothing suspicious with those. Quite a few vandalisms, but nothing really concentrated in one area. And you wanted to know about the crash?
Yes, please.
So that was Friday. Uh, 8:23 is when we were notified of that crash, that 57th and Marion. We had one car that was making a left turn off of 57th Street to go north on Marion Road. The second car was going west, going west on 57th Street. Basically both cars ran a red light. The turning car turned in front of the car going straight. They collided. No serious injuries with anything. And the car that was turning was given a red light citation and then failure to yield for a left turn. The car that was going straight, red light violation, no insurance, no valid permit. Do you need more than that? Okay. That's all I have unless you have any other questions. Okay, thanks.